Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Some massive news for the Texas Longhorn fans on the recruiting trail as they land five-star wide receiver Ryan Wingo in the 2024 class. And this one was an absolute battle. In this morning, it sounded like he was going to be committing to the Missouri Tigers. Coach Sark and the Longhorns come in late and land one of, if not the most explosive offensive weapon in this 2024 class. I love the fit. You talk about a 6'2", 205-pound, just offensive weapon going to a Coach Sark offense. They're going to know how to use him. They're going to know how to get the football to him in space. Really, really exciting get for the Longhorns. Now, before we get into Ryan Wingo, talking about what he does and what he's going to bring to the Longhorns, just want to say thank you to you guys, and especially the Texas Longhorn fans. You guys have shown a ton of support, whether we're talking 2023 football or in the recruiting trail this summer. You guys always showed out. Can't thank you guys enough. Y'all know I love talking recruiting, so appreciate y'all rocking with us. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. And without further ado, let's get into Ryan Wingo. And the first thing you want to talk about before you even get to what he does on the football field, 6'2", 205 pounds, 10.55 100-meter dash time. He is one of the fastest players in this 2024 class at that size. He's going to be a dynamic playmaker for the Longhorns. And what I love most about him and what I love most about this fit is he's not just a vertical wide receiver. You see a lot of guys coming out of high school who are just burners, and they're 5 stars or high 4 stars because they just have those verified track and field times. They're faster than most people trying to guard him. Ryan Wingo, not only is he faster than most people trying to guard him, but he has elite movement skills as well in terms of creating separation, but more importantly, creating after the catch. This is a guy that thrives off getting the football in space and making people miss. And when you get down to it, when you're that fast with those movement skills at 6'2", 205 pounds, probably gets up to 210, 215 when he enrolls at Texas, he's just a load to bring down. And so this is a guy that, and why I'm so excited about him going to Texas, there's no one better in the country at getting his playmakers in space than Coach Sark. Ryan Wingo going to get the ball early and often in space and make people miss, hit those explosive plays. Really, really exciting fit. Now, I want to get into the film a little bit, just show you guys what I'm talking about. Before we get into this 2024 class, you take a look at him. I mean, one, very, very good. He's used as a punt returner because he's the best on the football field with the ball in his hands. Really, really hard to bring down. Then when it comes to getting in space, if you're not taking perfect angles, he's running right by you. That size, that speed, it's a real game changer for Ryan Wingo. The next cut up, though, you're going to see is him just run a really clean route, cross the safety space, and just run right by him. Right? This is a guy that's not just, I mean, you're going to see him work vertically here, but you're also going to see a really clean route where he attacks that middle of the field, tracks the ball nicely, 75-yard touchdown. And then the next one, I think these 3 plays kind of just resemble what Ryan Wingo brings to the table. This is just a jumbo wide receiver working across the middle, not really open, uses his big body, big frame, makes a contested catch. And when he's in the open field, running through tacklers, beating them with just his just plain speed, I guess you'd say, and scoring a touchdown. He's a guy that can win vertically, can win with the ball in his hands. He's a dynamic dude it's going to be easy to integrate him into this Texas offense. And you take a look at what Texas is doing in this 2024 class, maybe a slow start, but they've added some 5 stars recently, Ryan Wingo being the most recent. Brandon Baker, a guy that we haven't necessarily talked about committing to Texas, but the number 1 offensive tackle in this class. They're establishing the line of scrimmage. And what I love most about what Coach Sark's doing, and kind of what makes me so optimistic about this team this year, but also moving into the SEC, is this Texas team, they're used to having elite wide receivers, elite skill and playmakers coming in. What they've been doing is addressing the line of scrimmage, right? Number 1 offensive tackle in Brandon Baker, multiple really, really good defensive linemen, Colin Simmons probably being that number 1 guy. The offensive talent's there. You're seeing the defensive talent, but most importantly, the lines of scrimmage are getting shored up for the Longhorns. And I want to take it to a couple more targets for Texas in this 2024 class. And the first one we're going to go to, a cat that's committed to Auburn right now, but teammates with Brandon Baker out at Mater Dei, DeAndre Carter. And you talk about establishing the line of scrimmage, DeAndre Carter would be a massive, massive get for the Texas Longhorns. It sounds like they're getting some traction here in this recruitment. 6'4", 340. He plays left tackle for Mater Dei, but he's a guy that I could see playing on the inside like an absolute house, really strong upper body. You talk about Texas trying to establish the line of scrimmage, being dominant on the line of scrimmage, especially going to the SEC. DeAndre Carter would be a massive target for the Longhorns. Last guy I want to talk about, and he's not committed anywhere, but it sounds like Texas is in the driver's seat in this recruitment. 5-star cornerback / safety Kobe Black. He's a guy that probably sounds like will be committing in the next month or so. Add another elite top 50 national player to this Texas class. You're talking about a top 8 class in 2024, and that's how you build this program up, right? It starts on the recruiting trail. You look back at 2023, top 3 class. Looks like they're going to stack another top 10 class in 2024. They've been using the transfer portal, not necessarily heavily, but you take a look at the guys they brought in, they've been contributors. This is a Texas team that you got to feel really good about where they are going. I'm fired up for the Longhorns again. Appreciate you guys rocking with the boys. If you do enjoy the content, again, consider subscribing to the channel. Massive get for Texas. Appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to y'all later.